The best character from Woman the movie is actually Man the movie. In 2023, Barbie swept the world faster than the nuclear threats Oppenheimer created, with many people agreeing the film's standout to be Ken, played by Ryan Gosling. Ken might start out as the lovable goofball of Barbie Land, but as he slowly transitioned to the film's antagonist, it raises the question, how good of a villain is he actually? On today's episode of Villain Review, I'm looking a look at Ken's motive, personality, and best scenes to find out just how good he is at being bad. Make sure you stay until the end of the video to see where I'd rank him among 2023 villains. Number 1, number 3, number 50, who knows?
This is my dream house. It's Barbie's dream house. It's not Ken's dream house, right?
Right, as always.
When the film starts, all the Kens are pretty much like second-class citizens. The Barbies rule with an iron fist, the Kens mainly just there to accessorize Barbie and fight for their attention. The Ken we follow for the movie is one goofy son of a beach, cause that's his job, beach is his job. He has his eyes on the love of stereotypical Barbie, played by Margot Robbie, but where he sees love, she sees a friend. Cut to Act 2. Margot Barbie starts having all this funky junk happen to her, so she has to go to the real world to heal her flat feet. And since Ryan Gosling is down and bad for Barbie like the Raiders, he decides to go with her. Once they get to the real world though, everything's different from Barbie Land. The saturation sucks, Will Ferrell is wasting screen time, and most importantly, men rule the world. All hail the horsearchy, the horsearchy. Ken decides, wait, why do I have to be this homeless second-class citizen in Barbie Land when I can rule the world like in the real world? So Ken does just that. He brings the patriarchy back to Barbie Land and takes over the world. Honestly, going into Barbie the movie, I didn't even expect there to be a villain. So I was pretty surprised, first of all, when it turned out to be Ken, but second of all, just how well he works as an antagonist. While the film tackles some pretty serious conversations, the tone remains loosely light through, and it's one of the things I like most about Ken as an antagonist, how he fits into and complements Barbie and the film's themes. I see Ken as an antagonist whose role in the film is to help set up the themes and messages throughout, but also to complement Barbie as a character and what the film's trying to say about being both woman and man. I know some people might not like the whole involvement of the patriarchy, and while I agree some of the movie's themes can be a little too in your face about it, Ken is the perfect vehicle to introduce the patriarchy cause he's really freaking dumb. The patriarchy scene in Barbie the movie isn't real life patriarchy, mainly because of the fact it's just the way Ken envisions the patriarchy to be. So when people get mad about it, it's like, why? Why get upset? Everyone thinks Ken's stupid beliefs are stupid. And they're really stupid. As dumb as he might be, it's what makes his personality shine so much. Maybe my favorite thing about the character.
Can I talk to a doctor?
You are talking to a doctor.
Can you get me a coffee?
No.
And I need a clicky pen?
No.
And a white coat?
No.
And a sharp thing?
No.
It is absolutely absurd to me that one of the best performances of the year so far is Ryan Gosling as Ken. He really serves as the film's big comic relief character, and dude's damn good at it. Legit one of the funniest characters I've seen in a long time, and that includes Seth Rogen the monkey. How's that Seth Rogen impression? Pretty good? He's this lovable idiot that takes himself so seriously and thinks he knows the world so well, leading to him, in my opinion, being the standout character in the film, especially in the comedy department. I think there's no debate in that. I absolutely love the rivalry between our main Ken and Simu Liu Ken. The fact that in their eyes, it's almost like this big epic rivalry that will go down in history, but in reality, it's just two dorks having a goof off. I think for the pure genius of Ken, a lot of it comes down to this masterful performance by Ryan Gosling. It's no joke, an incredible performance. Perfect, down to the last minute detail. Just watching him in this movie, his facial expressions are priceless. The anger he feels towards Simu Ken, the infatuation with Barbie, the amazement in the patriarchy and the horses. He thinks he's one thing, but in reality, he's the complete opposite. And it's that dedication to thinking he's this super cool guy at the end, I think it just makes him hilarious. What I really like about Ken, though, is how he compliments Barbie as a protagonist, because I believe that the best antagonist complement and parallel the film's protagonist of the film's movie. One thing I don't really like a ton about Barbie the movie is how they set up this problem of Barbie having existential problems only to resolve it like an hour in. To me, it kind of just feels like a way to introduce Ken as the villain, a story that is far more interesting. Ken is pretty much a revolutionist against the society of Barbies, and while it's not always direct, he does in a way liberate the Kens from this suppressive role in society. The film has a lot to do with self-worth and where to find one's purpose in life, Barbie's story being the greatest example of that. But Ken works so well as an antagonist because he's the one that helps Barbie see that, and it's why he's such a good supporting character, because his arc literally supports and completes Barbie's. Ken at first finds himself only having purpose in the eyes of Barbie, but once he gets that taste of respect in the real world, it's what drives him for the rest of the movie. I don't think Ken puts the Barbies into submissive roles out of malice or anything like that, but rather it's what he knows, because that's how the Barbies treated him. Like, the Kens are homeless. While Barbie's in her dream house, right, drinking Mai Tais, watching The Bachelor, Ken's probably sleeping under a freeway or something, picking up leftovers from a Taco Bell, fighting friggin' getting a raccoon wrestling match for the last crunch wrap at the bottom of the garbage. Through chasing respect, he ends up becoming this dictator, but he's really just treating the Barbies the way he was treated, which I think is part of the script's genius, is making you realize how messed up that original Barbie land is we see at the beginning of the movie, even though it didn't really look like that when we first saw it. Through his reign and eventual fall, he and Barbie both start to realize their worth, Barbie affirming Ken that he's not his relationship or his house or his car, something that, let's be honest, a lot of Kens out there in the real world might see their lives as. It's genius how a film about women and feminism can use men and dude and bros to further its message. Greta Gerwig, you're a genius.
Everything, basically everything, exists to expand and elevate the presence of men.
Every scene Ken has is undefeated. The big dance number in the beginning, I absolutely love how he dances to the floor with that look of disgust and jealousy in Simu Ken, but he still commits to the choreography. It's fantastic. Also, like, the anger he feels towards him is hilarious. I've watched these scenes dozens of times in prep for this review, and when Simu Ken does that backflip and our Ken just lets out this burst of anger, but it's also like he's impressed with the flip.
You can't do a flip like that, Ken.
I'm sorry, but this is just gonna be me laughing at Ryan Gosling's delivery for the next few minutes, so skip ahead if you don't want that. When he stows away in Barbie's convertible and he says he can't go back because he'd look uncool in front of Simu Ken.
And you can't make me look uncool in front of Ken.
Ken's not cool!
He is to me.
The way he says that line, dude, just gets me. Again, like, he's jealous, but also upset by the fact he thinks Simu Ken is cool. The scene he's learning about the patriarchy is also great because it's hilarious, but also because it sets up this twisted form of patriarchy Ken ends up implementing. The fact he misunderstands what a patriarchy is so much, he feels utterly surprised when he's not allowed to perform surgery on the lone merit he's a dude. When he takes over and is explaining how he conquered Barbie Land, again, really funny. I don't know why he sounds so Chad in this one line, but I think it's great.
Yeah, buckle up, babe. Because Barbie Land, it's now Ken Land.
What I also like about this scene is how it ends, mirroring he and Barbie's exchange from the beginning of the movie. It shows that his motives come from a place of hurt. You can see it on his face, how hurt he's been by Barbie, how disrespected and neglected he's felt. The idea of not wanting to go back to that lifestyle, it causes him to take over Barbie Land out of fear of being neglected again. A scene that shows, as funny as he is, he's also a character going through a lot. I think this moment is really important in the movie to make Barbie realize how wrong they've been treating the Kens. The monologue he gives is really great, and it shows he knows deep down what he wants, but he doesn't know it yet. He says he wants to be respected for just being who he is, but the issue is, he doesn't know until the end who he is. His identity is found in Barbie, so that's why his ideology in this portion of the movie is so off, because he's lost. And it's not until the end he realizes it's not his stuff or the fact he's a dude that gives him respect. It's his individuality, his character, his humanity. When he sings at Barbie, not much to say, but Ryan Gosling is a genius. Also,
Sublime!
I'm Just Ken, absolute banger. The choreography is insane, the direction insane. Saying Greta Gerwig's direction in this movie is fire is an understatement. She's straight up Scorpion in this one, going absolutely crazy with the fire. Like, damn Greta, relax, global warming's still a thing. I also love that brotherly solidarity. The Kens find with one another at the end. It's beautiful, some really great stuff. That last scene though, I'm not going to touch on it too much more, but I think that a lot of people can watch this and get something out of it. Sometimes us as people can put our worth in the complete wrong things, and that's not how we should see ourselves, because that can lead to some breakdowns like this, like the one Ken has in this scene.
We failed them!
No, you failed me!
Ken is a great antagonist because the story and Barbie's arc can't happen without him. He is absolutely hilarious. Ryan Gosling and Greta Gerwig are geniuses, and he has some of the best scenes in the movie. I love what his story and connection to Barbie have to say about identity and finding worth in yourself in a world that tries to put your worth on other things. I'm gonna give Ken an 8.5, and for villains of the year, I'd put him somewhere around 3, behind Damien from Creed 3 and Kane from John Wick.
Every night is boys' night.
Thanks for watching. Check out my other channel and consider subscribing. I make new videos every day over there. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate it. Have a great day.